Okay, and welcome back to the second half of Farmhouse Market Card class with Cindy Melchert. The information about the card kit is in the first video. The second video will cover cards 5, 6, 7, and 8. I pre-browned the edges of my pattern paper, so this half of the video would go a little quicker. The kit is $24, and you would need a double-sided adhesive, a tape runner, liquid glue with a fine tip, brown ink with a dauber. I use walnut stain and a finger dauber, distress ink. Detailed scissors for trimming, just a few like ribbon or a little piece of paper that's hanging over the edge. Foam tape or pop dots and colored pencils or markers. You have two images to color. The first image was in the first card, and the second image is in card number 6. I stamp with amalgam ink, so it is both Copic and colored pencil with Gamsol friendly. All right, in the kit, you'll get the pictures, and you'll get the what you need to do it with. You'll get full instructions, and you'll also get the materials that I use, the products that I use for each card in case you want to buy a stamp or a die from Scrap Mania. That is where you'll find this kit. Right here, Scrap Mania, 319-377-9999. Call Stacy and have her send you a kit, or you can pop in and get the kit. All right, let's get started. Card number 5. Oops, that's the finished card. I'll set that right there. All right, inside you'll find what you need for the bling. So there's some rhinestones attached. Set that aside a little further. So you'll be using that on the front. Darn it. Okay. Now I already browned the edges of the dry embossed panel. And you're going to match up all the pieces with their mat. Okay, and adhere them together. Just do this off camera. It's so much easier for me to line it up. Okay. This one here. I did not use any foam dots or foam tape or pop dots on this one. You could if you wanted to. Since it's got rhinestones on the front, you might have to add a little card stock in there to protect it when you're sending it through the mail anyway, so you can pop it up, and I don't think it would make that much of a difference. I don't want my rhinestones to get caught up in their machines, so I often just slide a piece of layering weight cardstock right in the over top of the rhinestones before I mail it. Boy, I'm really struggling with this today. Okay, and you'll adhere this piece here to the top, and this one here to the side like that, and that one centered just like that. And I put my rhinestones on the bottom in a little little 90-degree. And so you can pull your 5 apart and do 2 on one side, 3 on the other, or however you want. Maybe you want them in a nice row. It's up to you. Definitely encourage you to make the cards your own if you want to get creative. All right, that was card number 5. Card number 6. This one has a colored image. Now this one I messed up on, and I apologize, and I only just realized that when I was browning up the edges of the cardstock. I cut your pattern piece going this direction. So if you want it to go this direction, there's another piece in your pad. You can just cut it that way. I guess I didn't pay attention when I was doing it. So this one is going to go, edges are all browned. I browned the edges of this one as well to give it a border. These two are going to go together. And then now, because of that, we're going to make it go this way. And we're going to make this go that way. All right. This piece is popped up. I do have some foam tape under here to pop it up some, give it a little dimension. You can do that too. Okay. Card number 7. Card number 7 has some bling in it, some little rhinestones, and here they are for you. Taped to the front, taped somewhere on your card. It's not real tape, it's just like a masking. It's not so sticky, it's not going to rip your paper. I did try and stick it to a piece of paper like on the back side that if it did rip, it wouldn't really show. Okay, so I already browned the edges of everything. This one also, the centerpiece, this is pattern paper. So I browned the edges. That's going to go on here. Then you got 2 of these brown strips. The wider one is for this piece. Okay, you can decide if you want it to go on your card front this way or this way. Now, when you do this one, I like to start on the outside first. When you adhere it down, you're going to adhere the outside piece like that. And then you can put this one in the middle with an even space on both sides of it. So it's easier to measure. Sometimes if you just start on one end and you glue these down, then you suddenly get to the end and you have too much solid. So I start with each end, and then the center one is centered between the 2 pieces. Okay, and then those will go there. And then to the card base. And I did use some foam tape on the back of this one to pop it up in the center. You get the idea. And then add your rhinestones. I added my rhinestones. Whenever I add any kind of bling, I try and make it into a triangle. It gives it a little visual looks. It's not a perfect triangle, but I always go 1, 2, and 1 over on the corner. So I always try and make some kind of triangle when I put them on, if I'm going to make them look random. Okay. I hope you don't mind that I'm doing it this way and not taping everything down. All right, last one. This one also has a certain order that it needs to be done in because it does have ribbon. You just need 1 rhinestone. I gave you several. you can just use them for another project. Okay, there we go. All right. So I already browned the edges of this piece. Let me get put it in here in the camera. There we go. That's kind of good. I browned the edges of this one all the way around. I browned the edges of this all the way around. Just a note. I did not brown the edges of that, of the white. We want the nice clean whiteness to show up against this brown edge. Okay. All right, then you have your base here. And did brown the edges of this around the outside. I don't know if I mentioned that. This is going to go on the front here. It is not really meant to be the exact same size. Should hang over just a little bit. That way it just makes it easier for you. You don't have to try and get it straight on the panel. You just need to get it on there, and then you can trim off anything that's showing, because it's not going to be part of the border, the edge. So I'm going to do this one. I'll do this one with you. So I use liquid glue whenever I have anything like this, so I can have a little wiggle room for it. And we're just going to get it on there. Going to make sure that we don't stretch it, okay? Because you'll be able to stretch it out of shape, and then it won't be. Again, we're going to trim, so if you've got a little pink showing, it's okay. It's not going to matter. We'll trim it. You won't be able to see it when you go to put it on there. Okay, and of course I do. So I'm going to just trim it. And I got a little bit over here. Am I in the picture? I think so. Good. Okay. That'll be fine. Now this piece here that goes in the center, there is a wrong way it goes. I cut these so they match with the inside piece. So you're gonna turn it until it matches. Like, there we go. This matches. You can tell that the shape of it matches with the shape on the outside. If I were to turn it this way, really it wouldn't matter. Nobody would notice, but there is a definite pattern to follow if you want it to look like that. All right, and this one just needs some double-sided adhesive tape runner to hold it down. And we're going to shoot for the middle. Give it a nice edge. Okay. Now, before we put it on the base, we want to get the ribbon around it. Okay, so what I do is I flip it over and put a little dab of adhesive on both sides like that. And then I take this in the front, eyeball in the center, fold one side back, and the other side back, and it's touching the adhesive. All right. Okay, and then you're going to add more adhesive to the back. Right over the ribbon. And adhere it to the card front. Go. And this one does have foam tape. There we go. So my roll's big enough. How could it disappear? So there. Hopefully I'm not bumping you while you're watching. I will rewatch this and see how I can improve on this for the next time, because I have another card class. If we can't meet in person, I have another card class that I want to work on with some cute gnomes. I love the paper. Excited to get going on that one. I've just been really busy. Although I'm a teacher, and although I'm not going in to teach in front of my students, I'm still doing teacher stuff until school is out. Right there in the middle. And then you're going to peel off one of your rhinestones and stick it on the dot for the J. There. And you got some extras for another card. Done. Number 8. Oh my, that was it. We're done. So awesome. Thanks for joining me, and email me, like I said. If I can shut the comments off on this, I probably will, because there's, I don't need any negative comments on YouTube. So if you have an honest question about the card class, you can email me. My email will be on the card kit, inside the card kit, along with my YouTube channel. And of course, that's not going to be private, so anybody will be able to access them, but it won't do anybody any good if they don't have the measurements to cut everything up. They'll have to eyeball it themselves, and that's fine. This is just for Stacy's customers who are buying the kit. I want to be able to help you since I can't do it in person. So have a great day and happy card making. Bye.